In a depression study, as an example, 83% or 81% of the people in a depression study that are given a placebo heal as well as the people that are given the actual antidepressants. Now, there's brain scans to show changes in their brain before and after. It means then they're making their own pharmacy of antidepressants by thought alone. And it took them 6 weeks, 8 weeks of taking that placebo every single day. Now, this is an important point because most people think, oh, I did the exercise or the meditation once and my conditions should go away. Well, even in the depression study, 6 to 8 weeks of taking a placebo. Every time they take the placebo, they remind themselves that they're going to get better. They change their emotional state. Sooner or later, that becomes their new state of being. May take people 6 to 8 weeks of doing the work every single day where they start noticing significant changes in their health. So I'm a pragmatist. And if you're telling me something that's science-based, the question that I ask is, how am I going to apply this to my life? So as people begin to gather this information, I now know that every time we learn something new, we're making new connections in our brain. That's what learning is. If people can understand the understanding of the new sciences, quantum physics, neuroscience, neuroendocrinology, psychoneuroimmunology, the mind-body connection, epigenetics, all of those sciences point the finger at possibility. And if I can instruct them in a way that they begin to piece together the model, when I feel like we're at a certain point where the comprehension is right, if they can turn to the person next to them and explain it in the workshop. If they can't explain it, it's not wired in their brain. But if they can explain it, they're beginning to install the neurological hardware in their brain in preparation for an experience. So then if I can set up the conditions in the environment and give them the proper instruction and allow them to surrender enough into the present moment, a certain percentage of those people are going to get their behaviors to match their intentions. And when they do, they're going to experience something new. And the experience then is going to produce an emotion, and they're going to feel unlimited, and they're going to feel whole, they're going to feel invincible. The moment they feel that emotion, now they're teaching their body chemically to understand what their mind is intellectually understood. Now they're embodying the truth of that philosophy by initiating it, which means if you've done it once, you should be able to do it again. And if you can repeat the experience over and over again, you'll begin to neurochemically condition your mind and body to begin to work as one. When you've done something so many times that your body now knows how to do it as well as your mind, now you're mastering that philosophy, and now you're in a new state of being. So we have to go from philosopher to initiate to master, from thinking to doing to being. And once you get to that point where it now becomes innate in you, becomes who you are, then you've memorized an internal state independent of the conditions in your external environment. That's when you begin to master your environment or master your life. And yeah, we're swimming upstream. It goes against convention, it goes against beliefs.
How do you teach that to someone who walks into one of your events and is so deep down in the hole, you know, just traumatized by their environment, in the victim mode, you know, attached to everything physical? I mean, how do you get them out of that, get them looking at things differently? Or am I not describing the worst case scenario?
Well, no. We have people that come to our events with very serious health conditions. We have people that have come to our events because of post-traumatic stress and childhood traumas or traumas from battle or war. We have people that want new jobs, new relationships, new careers, new opportunities. Some people just want a mystical experience. Some people just want to understand how to create a better life for themselves. So we have people at all different stages, but I really don't care. Because whatever it is that is your vision, you're just going to have to be passionate enough to invest your attention and your energy into that future over and over again. So all of a sudden you start seeing feedback in your life. So you gather a community of people, 750 people, 1,000 people, 1,500 people, whatever it is.
But there's a good critical mass number for you. I mean, you find you get some great results when you get into the 4 figures.
Yeah, but I've seen it in small events. We run private retreats at times for only 100 people, and it's the same. It's just that what I want to do is dovetail all those new sciences and make it so simple and reason with people reason, pure reason, to get them to the point that if they begin to make measurable changes, they should begin to see results. And in the beginning, I can tell you that first day or 2 days at an event, there's pushback. Because everybody will say, yeah, I want this, I want that, but we step outside your comfort zone. You learn more about yourself and about others when they're outside their comfort zone. So I push them outside the comfort zone.
How?
We do all kinds of things. I mean, most people want to sit in a meditation for 10 minutes, but if we're going deep, that meditation is going to go a little longer than where you normally go, because right on the other side of your fear is courage. Right on the other side of your pain is freedom. It's the same energy, it's just trapped in the body. So we set up the conditions to push people a little further than where they normally go, and once they surrender, all of a sudden, more and more people, their energy starts to change, and then all of a sudden, they start connecting with others, and by the second or third day, it's when the miraculous starts to happen.
Now, you've been doing this 30 years, but you were telling me earlier that in the last year, you've seen some things that even surprises you, which for Dr. Joe Despenza, I mean, that must really mean something monumental when you're like, wow, I can't believe the kind of transformations that are happening. What are you doing different, and how is this changing the course of your future?
Well, I mean, I never planned on doing any of this. I just never planned on doing any of this. But after my injury, and I started studying spontaneous remissions and looking to see if other people had a similar experience as me.
And definition of a spontaneous remission is?
You're treating conventionally or unconventionally, and you're staying the same or you're getting worse, and all of a sudden you get better. And I wanted to know what the cause was that produced that effect. And spontaneous remission is a safe phrase for the medical world, because they don't want to correlate it with any indicator, especially if it happens outside of the current belief. So when I studied spontaneous remissions, I traveled to 17 different countries and started asking some really important questions that people had breakthroughs and healed. And I wrote a book about it, and then when I realized what the common things were, I thought, well, if it had worked on sick people, it should work on well people. And so we started teaching seminars and events. So fast forward now, when we started seeing people in our events start healing in a weekend workshop, like tumors shrinking by 40%, hearing coming back. I mean, crazy stuff that you just, for me, I could go with it, but I was like, they got to be signaling genes in order to do this. So then I thought, okay, let's measure. So then I gathered a group of scientists and researchers, and we started doing these advanced workshops. And we measured everything. We measured brainwaves. We've measured HRV, heart rate monitors. We've measured the energy of the room, the energy around people's bodies, the energy centers of their bodies. We've measured immune response. We've measured neurotransmitters. We've measured gene expression, gene regulation. We've measured telomere lengths. And in every single experiment that we've done around measuring our students in these 4.5-day events, what we call advanced workshops, we made history. Because we started seeing things that were just uncommon. So
that even surprised you.
Well, this is where it gets weird. So because I said, I understand that, I can see how that could happen. But then I realized that when we were doing 4-day events, like on that Saturday or Sunday when the event was ending, I was like, my goodness, everybody is totally broken through. The energy is amazing. People are super free. What if I had them for 3 more days? So I changed the whole model this year, and now all the weekend workshops are on an online course. They're called progressive workshops. I don't teach the 4-day advanced workshops, I teach the week-long advanced workshops. So now we've done 2 advanced week-long advances. And people are standing in front of a camera. I didn't even see these people. Start talking about their disease or their condition, and in one instant, in those events, people stepping out of wheelchairs. We had 3 people in our last week long step out of a wheelchair. Now, I was very, very surprised in witnessing this. People, that came with crutches and, 2 crutches, or walking without crutches, with peripheral neuropathy where they couldn't feel their feet, spinal cord injuries. it just turned into this